president than my father, although I'm very proud of my father. It's because I believe that she is not only more progressive, but she's also more prepared than he was. And I think that he would agree. And I know that she is more prepared because of her service while my father was our president, but also because of her time in the Senate and the unique composition that those two experiences give her. And I am so proud to meet people across Pennsylvania whose lives have already been so affected by my mom, and whose children have health insurance because of my mom.
Because of the threats of instability from everything from terrorism and the weapons of mass destruction to sweeping numbers of refugees fleeing hunger, food riots all over the world now, and the uncertainty caused by climate change, which could change the very condition of civilization. You need a president who gets this and can turn this country around. And you need a president who understands that politics, in the end, is about many things. Inspiration is important. So are ideas. So are particular policies. So is having a good team. But in the end, the most important thing for a president is to be able to take the good intentions of a campaign and turn them into real changes in other people's lives. That is, if somebody tells you you can't win, it's because they're scared that you can. All you have to do is show up. You can be the wind in her back. You can say, in America's third century, we need a leader that we can rely on. Leadership we know we can depend on to be there in thick and thin. She is the most dependable person I have ever known. I would be here for her if we had never been married. She is the ablest candidate I have ever supported for President of the United States.
Because we know that this is a turning point election in the history of our country. These elections come along every so often when the American people decide that we can do better, that we can make a future worthy of who we are. And we set about doing it through the democratic process, and usually through the Democratic Party. And that is what we're doing. Just to undo the damage that we will inherit, let's think about what we can do to set a new course. And that begins with an investment in a clean energy future, a declaration of energy independence, just like our original Declaration of Independence right here in Philadelphia. In the tide of human affairs, it often comes upon us to have to make decisions about what we will do to take charge of our destiny. And there is no more important task than once again saying we will not be over the barrel of $117 a barrel oil. We will not be dependent commit ourselves to a new future, a strategic energy fund funded by taking the money away from the oil companies that they now get in your tax subsidies and putting it to work in alternative, clean, renewable fuels. I know that for many people, this election has been exciting and intense. It has brought out passionate feelings, and I think that's good, because I believe that when we care enough to come out and stand up for the candidate of our choice and the values we believe in, we are halfway toward having the country that we stand up for and believe in do so much better. And the stakes are huge. We know that. The next president of the United States will be inaugurated on January 20th, 2009. Soon enough. The world will breathe a big sigh of relief when that moving van leaves the back of the White House starts, because it is then that we will inaugurate a president who will go into the Oval Office facing some of the toughest decisions that any president in recent times has had to confront. And it will be a moment of truth, not only for the president, but for America. Because the decisions we face are not easy. They require an extraordinary amount of thought and work and understanding of the path we have to chart. But with total confidence and optimism, I know we are up to the task. And I believe with all my heart that America's best days are ahead of us, because we